Hey everybody, welcome back. So this video is going to be a combination of bump date from last week and this week and how I've been feeling about things. So last week I made 29 weeks and this week I am 30. Aww. So crazy thing about that, I was talking with my husband earlier this morning about it, and my doctor wants me to make it to 37 weeks at minimum. So I really just got like this jolt in my head that the twins are almost here because this is 30 weeks. That means that minimum I have is 7 and maximum I have is like 10. So that took me like a minute to process and handle that because we still have a lot of stuff that we need to get done. Like all we have put together is their bed, and that's basically it. So we have a long way to go to get ready for them to come here. So now I kind of feel like this is the crunch time and the pressure to be ready, at least mostly ready by the time that they get here. Because we haven't stocked up on any diapers, on wipes, on anything really. Like we have a few outfits and everything for them. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's basically gonna happen in every video, so y'all might as well get used to it. But yeah, so we still have a lot that we need to do and that we need to prepare for. And I thought that mentally I am emotionally, like I'm so excited, I'm ready to see them. But I'm kind of just like, oh shoot, we have a lot that we need to get done before they get here. And I feel like now it's kind of the time where the clock is ticking. So that was a little revelation that I had looking at my calendar and saying like, oh, you're 30 weeks today. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that happened. But yeah, so that was interesting. Starting off with the normal stuff first, like I had my doctor's appointment on Friday. Then the twins are fine. They are actually in breech position now, which isn't looking good since I want to do a vaginal birth rather than a C-section. But of course I'm going to do whatever is safest for the babies and for myself. Because if we're not okay, then what's the point? But yeah, so that means that their heads are up here and that their feet are down here towards my cervix, which is the opposite direction you want them to face in order to deliver. So if they don't turn by the time that they need to come out, then I'm going to have the C-section, which really bummed me out a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. People do it every day. It's just not my preference, but it'll work. As long as they're safe and they're healthy, then we're fine. They are both about 3 pounds each. So that's good. They gained a pound since my last visit, which was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Yes, September 1st. Look at my calendar over there, my cheat sheet. Yep, September 1st. So my appointments are 3 weeks apart. So the next time they'll go is October 17th. Yes? Yes, October 17th. So, and then by that point, let's see, what will I be? Because I know eventually it's going to turn into every 2 weeks appointments and then every week appointments. So the week of the 13th, I will be 32 weeks. So it's getting closer to the deadline of what she wants. 37 weeks, which is the minimum that she wants me to do, will be the week of November 12th through the 18th. That's the earliest that we want them to come because my due date is December 5th. So they still have some time to cook in there, keep on getting ready. I want them to stay in for as long as possible because that's going to be healthier for them and their development, of course. So yeah, but they're 3 pounds. They're healthy. It was really cool. We got to see like their faces because they were actually facing the ultrasound machine this time, and we got to see them, like one of them, I can't remember which one honestly, but I see them like open and close their mouth. I'm like, what? Look at my baby doing things. But the pictures that the ultrasound tech took were super creepy. They kind of look like, I don't know, like little Halloween children out of like a movie or something. It was scary looking, but hey, I still have pictures of them, and I'll tell them that like when I'm showing it to them when they're older, I'll be like, You're creepy looking in this picture. Just saying. Dad and I were like, whoa, we need to make sure we're not having demon babies. But no, we're not. So that's kind of where they are. They're really healthy. They're good on the growth chart. They are steadily gaining where they're supposed to be. They're the size that they're supposed to be. So we're happy about that. They are all kinds of healthy. So the things that I've been experiencing lately between the last like 2 weeks or so, my symptoms have been changing, which is really interesting that I'm seeing a change like week by week. I figured like, oh, for a time period they'd be the same, but they're not. So I noticed that I've been wanting to take naps more, and I've been getting more sleepy. Like if I'm just laying there or I'm sitting there and not doing anything for like a little amount of time, I'll just fall asleep and I'll take like, excuse me, an hour, maybe like 2-hour nap, something like that. But hey, we're liking it. I'm enjoying the extra sleep. Who's gonna complain about that? I have a list of them here because I want to make sure I got everything for y'all. I have the appetite of a teenage boy. It is ridiculous. I'm eating like every 2 to 4 hours. I have to eat something. And it's either like a small meal or a regular size meal or a snack, or I'm always like eating stuff throughout the day. So, which is good. I mean, it's glad that I have like the healthy appetite because that means that they're growing, they're needing more and everything. But, ooh, it's a lot more than what I used to have to eat. And so, of course, we're going through more groceries. I'm just like, oh, okay. Wait till they're older, and then I have to deal with this for real times 2. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm basically going to be a walking, like, grocery store. It's ridiculous. So, I have been noticing I've been having mood swings lately, which normally happens to people towards the beginning of their pregnancy, but for me, it's happening towards the end. And I notice that most of the time I get agitated to where like anything and anyone just upsets me and it aggravates me and I get feisty, and it's not the best pregnancy symptom to have, I will admit, and I regret that it's happening because sometimes I take it out on my family and I know that they don't necessarily deserve it, but it's just the kind of mood that I'm in to where I'm aggravated. And so I have to like go back later and apologize. So it's not necessarily anything I'm doing on purpose and that I can control. It's just that's something that's been happening a lot lately, which I'm not happy about. But soon that'll be over, hopefully. Also noticing I'm having issues like getting comfortable. Either like it can be anything from driving in the car to sitting on the couch or even trying to go to sleep at night. Sometimes it's nothing. I can sit or I can lay down and just go straight to sleep or be comfortable. Other times I have to sit there and I'll fidget for like 20 minutes or so, just trying to figure out which way I can be that I'm going to be comfortable and that they're comfortable. So that's been kind of aggravating, but that also happens the closer that you get to being term, I guess I can call it. Like with Devin, I didn't really experience that till like the last week or 2 before like she actually came, so I was lucky there. But here, since I'm already that size, I'm starting to feel it, and then it's like times 2. Okay, so special request by a viewer. Hi, Amy. I do read y'all's comments and I respond to them, and she wanted to know if I was having any embarrassing pregnancy symptoms, and I actually have plenty of them to share with you. Most of the time, my husband is the one that is like the victim of them all. And he's so good for putting up with me and dealing with everything that I've thrown at him. This is the first time he's ever really gone through pregnancy with me, because when I was pregnant before, he was in his training for the Army, so he didn't really get to experience any of that. So this is his first time going through it, and my first time going through it with him. So it's been an interesting adjustment, but he's fallen victim to quite a few things. So I'm just going to be like open and honest and like real about this. I don't think that there's any reason to sugarcoat it. It's just a part of pregnancy that happens. And pregnancy is beautiful, but it also has some not some beautiful things that go with it. One of them that I do get off and on is that I get pregnancy constipation, and I hate it. I feel like I have to take like probiotic gummies and things like that, and it's frustrating to where it's just like you have that feeling but you can't actually go, and it's not even always like that. Or sometimes, I don't know, I feel like it'll be a day or two and be like, okay, this is a bad sign. Like, that's not supposed to be happening. So that's my main thing to combat it, is that I do my probiotic gummies, or I'll eat like yogurt, like 2 or 3 little containers of them a day, something like that. And there we go. That helps. Also, another thing I've been finding that's awkward is having to wipe. Like, I have to lean over to, I'm right-handed, so I lean like over to my left side, and I'll balance like on the our bathtub is right next to the toilet. So I'll use that to like balance myself to be able to wipe. And then it's like my stomach is so big to where I'm like crouched over, and it's just awkward, and I'm sure that it looks funny, but it's getting to be a little bit more difficult to do that now. Another thing is that sometimes, like, if I laugh or I sneeze, I'll leak pee. Not very much, but it's enough to where I can feel it. And my husband has, like, witnessed it sometimes. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I have to change my underwear because I peed. And he thinks it's, like, the funniest thing. I'm like, it's really not that funny. So that's something that does happen, like, every so often. Normally, I'm good at controlling it. It'll be, like, more of a sneeze thing where I don't necessarily know it's coming. And I can't, like, I don't know, like, tighten my muscles to where, like, you hold it and you can't, and I sneeze at the same time. It doesn't always work. So that happens. And another thing is pregnancy gas has been ridiculous. And I find that it smells terrible. Like, sometimes you don't even know, like, you can't tell. And then other times, like, oh, it was so bad. Like, one day I was just walking in my kitchen and I couldn't help it, and it just happened because when the babies move, it creates like these bubbles, or it like moves it around to where it either I can control it and I can like go to a bathroom before it happens, and sometimes I can't. This is one of the times where I couldn't. And my husband walks in, and he's like, what is that? I'm just like, I tooted. And we had to like go get air freshener, and he was just like, that was really bad. I'm like, I know it is, but I can't do anything about it. And he kind of pokes fun at me for that, and it's fine because we both end up laughing at it because we know it's just a part of what happens and we can't do anything about it. But yeah, so that's one. And he was really a victim to it once. We were laying in bed, we were watching a Netflix show or something like that, and he was laying between my legs, kind of like acting like a pillow, like where I would have for my knees. And I'm like, babe, the baby's moved and I have to go. He's like, what? And I couldn't move fast enough, so we had to like roll out like a ninja, like off of the bed because I tooted on him. And there was really nothing I could do, so we just sat there and we were laughing at it. He's like, hey, at least it wasn't actually on me. I was able to get away. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. It's mostly when Micah, as I was explaining to y'all, the one that's lower, if he moves in certain positions and he pushes on certain parts of me, I just can't help it. It's like internally he'll like push where my rectum is, and it just happens. I can't do anything. And yeah, so that's apparently, I'm like a gas bomber now, and it's kind of dangerous. So that's something that's been happening more and more. And probably like that's the worst one more than anything, because sometimes I can control it and sometimes I can't. And then sometimes it smells terrible, and then sometimes it's like it never happened. So yeah, those have been all of the things I've been experiencing lately. Both, like, I don't know. Oh, wait, there was one more. I'm lying. Oh, yes. Okay. So, last one, which is always interesting, is our sex positions have had to change because I've gotten so big and it's awkward, and I can only like turn certain ways to where it's not putting pressures on the babies and things like that. So we've had to kind of improvise and make that work as best as we can. So that's been like a comical and fun journey for us to do. But it's also like really helped us bond in our marriage and work together in order for that to happen. So yeah, that's been like a change too. But those are all, yeah, that's the last one because I wrote them all down. But those are all the things I've really been going through lately that have been funny, and that's basically how I've been taking it, is just laughing at it, because stressing about it isn't going to help you any, and it's only going to make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel embarrassed, where I'm just like, dude, you put these babies here, we're going through everything together, and it works. Just taking it at a lighter hand than being like shameful of it. There's no point, because it happens. Like, you can't control everything that happens to you during your pregnancy, as whether it's something very serious or whether it's tooting in your kitchen because you're walking and you can't help it when the baby moves. So just take it for what it is and just make the best out of it. But yeah, that's basically everything that's been going on, and that's how the babies are feeling, and everything's good. Whoop, whoop. So another video that we have coming up, excuse me, see, pregnancy gas, like right there. My husband's gonna help me with, it's, can y'all not, like, chill? Okay, thank you. They do things to me all the time. But lately I have been starting to get like into juicing and into smoothies, because it's one of the healthiest and quickest ways for my body and the babies to get like the nutrients that they need and everything like that. So we're gonna post a little something about like the ones that we've been doing, and like how it benefits me, how it benefits the babies, and just how we make it in the combinations that we come up with. See, I told you, he spoils me. But until next time, I will have that coming up for you. And if there's anything else that y'all want to see or y'all want to know, just go ahead and let me know. Okay, bye.